Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy JD, aka OTR Mic Drop here in the building. You already know it's Dog on Thursday. You know where we at. You know where to be at. If you ain't already damn tuned in, go ahead and tune in. This is Over the Roast Wrestling Podcast. And then I'm gonna pass it to my co-host.
This clapping is for JD's intro. So there was that cheering. So this is your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Thursday Night Trey. Uh, yeah, man. We're a man down. Uh, Rant and Jay is kicking it on the beach in DR. So can't call him full time Jay anymore.
Yeah, he back on his part time for the time being.
But you know what I'm saying? We gonna hold y'all down. So we got a pretty we got a good show tonight. And I got a bunch of subscriber questions, but we could weave them. A lot of them are going to be we're going to be talking about a lot of these questions within the topics, so I'll just throw them in there while we're talking about them. Um, but yeah, man, let's go ahead and start with the War Games recap. How'd you feel overall about the PLE?
Um, hmm. the women's the women's war game sucked. Um, every
Any
other
part
match,
specifically?
every other match outside of that was good. All of them.
Any
All
all the
of them.
parts?
All the parts suck.
You ain't like
All of
when
them.
Liv you ain't like when Liv went to the back and got the bat.
Nope. It all sucked. You want to know why?
You
It was too much of a damn gap.
mm. And then oh, so you didn't
Yeah.
like the EO trash can spot that she always does, and the
Nope.
Tiffany Pretty as
Nope.
Moonsault.
Because she missed.
Well, no, Tiffany did
Nope.
she did a
Because
swanton
EO
from the top.
missed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she did a swan time, but EO missed.
You didn't like that weird ass attempt for acting like she was going to cash in.
Nope. I don't like it. I don't like none of it. They should have kept Jade in, regardless if she was hurt or not. It just made no sense. Like the alliance and stuff like that. It was just real awkward. You could tell that they were counting their steps out there. The choreography was off. It was just like everything was real off.
Man, what did I text you? As soon as Nia Jax got to swing in that chair, I said the women's war games match is ass right now.
Yeah, because she was about to do a headshot and then pause. She was about to she was about to hit her with a hit her in the head with a chair, and then she had to swing it back around. She had to swing it back around and hit her on the side. So I was like, yeah, she quickly forgot. But from what I heard, it was supposed to be on some like no no limitations on that match. You get what I'm saying? War games are supposed to be violent and everything like that. So it
Hmm.
just the only thing that was good, like I fucks with Rhea's mask. That shit was dope. How she had her face painted like Buddy. That shit was dope. Um,
You know her mask
they
was
could have
made by the
all
same
like
guy that
matched or some shit with like
her mask was made
somehow
by the same guy that made Bray Wyatt's. You hear me?
does did the fiend.
Yeah, it was made by that guy.
Yeah,
That's how she was able to wrestle with it. Um, yeah,
yeah.
I agree with you. It was only two great matches for me, and it was the men's war games and then the triple threat for the IC. Uh, I don't know what it is
Hmm.
about the women's wrestlers, but because I noticed this with Liv a lot too. You could clearly tell that they're holding back when they're hitting with the weapons. Because when she was beating Rhea in the stomach with the bat, you could clearly tell that she was
Mm,
pulling her swing. It didn't even look real.
yeah,
She been better
yeah,
off just like jabbing her with it
you
as
could,
opposed to swinging it. But
yeah, for real, for real.
I did think that it was I thought it was clever how Tiffany got the briefcase into the cage by putting it in a trash can. Um
Yeah,
I thought it was, and then EO got the fire extinguisher. That was funny. Uh
yeah. The only funny part was how Rhea handcuffed Raquel.
yeah, because because Raquel was looking at Tiffany like, "What are you doing? Like, what the hell are you doing right now?" And then she got
Yeah.
distracted. Then that's when
Hmm.
Rhea. And then I ain't gonna flex. I like the ending of the match. I was mad that the heels lost because I picked them, but I did like when Liv was trying to go for the Oblivion off the cage, and Rhea stopped it and then did a riptide through the table. I did like that spot.
Mm, yeah. That was a straight
And
spot. I ain't gonna lie.
but I've been so getting off that match for a second because this goes to both men's and women's matches. I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't like how every single person when they run to the cage decides to waste time by grabbing a weapon because you only got 3 minutes of either an advantage or making it equal, and everybody just be grabbing weapons and wasting time.
Right.
How do you feel about do you think
Yeah.
that it should be like the first person and the last person should be the ones to grab weapons, or do you like it when everybody just fluctuates on who grabs the weapons and when?
They sh- they should already have weapons in the ring.
True, but sometimes they have special shit like
Nah,
EO
nah.
had a
See,
special trash can.
but I feel like okay, make it war games, right? Have that
Hmm.
junk like handcuffed or somehow attached to like the cage all around, either whether it's on the top or something like that.
You mean like that match that Jericho had with fucking Ambrose?
Yeah. And like they got to figure out how to get that shit released off the cage or some shit like that. Like I like that.
I liked it too. They had
Yeah, like
Ambrose Plant was hanging up there. Um,
yeah, I feel like that junk could be dope. Like you know what I'm saying? Have it at the top. They got to climb up there to get a certain weapon, or they got to find the key to unlock a trash can or a table or some shit like that. Like or at a certain time, like a weapon gets released. You get what I'm saying? Because you know
mhm,
how when they did the strap match, how you got hit the button, so they got like a timer and stuff. They could have that like a certain period of the match, a weapon drops from off the cage or some shit like that, and they get it released and like have a
mhm.
release button to release a certain weapon. I just feel like they could be more creative than having them scramble because there was a point in time where they couldn't even find a fucking weapon.
Okay,
I think it was Raquel who was looking for one and she couldn't find the shit.
and let me see here. Yeah, like I was saying, EO had her special trash can. Liv had her bat, but that wasn't in the ring. She had to go to the back and grab it.
Yeah.
Um, But Zandal actually, so this is one of the subscriber questions. Zandal said, should the women's match at Survivor Series should have been a traditional Survivor Series match or a war, or did you like it in War Games?
I like the previous two better than this one. I just feel like it was the wrong people to have in this war games.
Mm. Do you think it would have been better if it was a traditional Survivor Series match? Elimination?
Po- Possibly, yeah. Elimination, definitely. Um, shit. Why can't war games be elimination? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get the same way that it could be for the Royal Rumble, it could be an elimination for war games.
Kind of like Elimination Chamber?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh so was going to ask, did you notice that the Team Rhea never really took advantage of having the advantage?
Yeah, they never did. Never did.
So I was like, what was the point
Never
of
did.
giving them the advantage
It
and
was just
have
at
them
one
win?
point. It was at one point that it was 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, and then 5-on-4,
Hmm.
and that was it.
All right, and
So
then all
every
right.
other
So
match was
moving on,
good.
how'd you feel about the U.S. title match?
I'm glad that Shinsuke won.
Me too.
Um, the fact that LA Knight dropped the belt on his way to the ring just showed like he was over it. I know they said that he was mad that he was losing it so quick when this is I think his like third or fourth time defending it. But like we've been saying, his ass ain't done shit with it. Like he made that fucking whole championship run sour as fuck. And I don't feel like that he's gonna end up being in the championship picture. I still feel like he's gonna be like a mid card.
The best thing about LA Knight's title reign was the 7-game series between Andrade and Melo.
Yeah. No, the best thing about his title reign is when he won that shit.
Yeah, I'm talking about since he's won it. Like, but
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
been
Yeah, him
nothing.
him him winning it off Logan at SummerSlam. That's crazy. He's had that thing since SummerSlam.
And it's crazy that he's had more defenses off off air than he has on air.
Yeah, a bunch of live shows. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that Shinsuke got it. I like. How do you feel about Shinsuke's new persona?
Well, this I'm about to jump in. We're gonna kind of nah, I ain't gonna hit it yet. Uh, I like his persona. Like I like this version of Shinsuke. I fucks with the whole evil samurai.
Hmm.
Um, makes him dark. Kind of gives him like that New Japan type feel in WWE. So I fucks with it.
Yeah, I like it too. But let's Priest versus Gunther. How'd you feel?
Okay, how do I feel about that match? Honestly,
And do you
it
think it
could
was
have been
better than the one at SummerSlam?
definitely was not better than the one at SummerSlam. Um, it was all right. If I had to give it a grade, I'd give it a B minus.
Did Priest
Um,
get legit hurt in that match? Did he hurt his shoulder for real?
I think he did. I think he strained it. I don't think it popped out of place though.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So once again,
they haven't said anything about it though.
they did a rinse and repeat once again, but we all knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, you
Uh,
called it.
Finn interfered again, but this time Gunther gave him a boot for his troubles, for his assistance.
Yeah.
His way of saying thank you. Gave him a
Hmm.
boot to the face, and then he did he what is it? He power bombed the priest and then put him to sleep.
Yep. So and little by little, we're gonna we're gonna kind of mix this up, guys. So on
Hmm.
Raw, you see Finn he approached Gunther. So they're kind of I think they're making Gunther a face.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, slowly but surely. I think they're gonna
I
make
think
Gunther
he'll
a
end up being. I
face.
don't know if he'll ever be a full fledged face. He might be more of a tweener, but just
Nah,
leans
he'll be
more
that
face right
neutral.
now. Yeah,
Yeah, he'll be neutral. Yeah.
but yeah, he approached Gunther. He had Dom with him.
Yep. Gunther gave Dom a championship match, and then after the match, Gunther wins, and
And
Finn
Finn
takes
attacks
him
him.
out.
Finn attacks him, hits him with three coup de grace. But this goes to one of the subscriber questions that we have. Oh, first off, shout out to my boy Dom. Boy showed his ass in that match. He even did you hear? He even started getting cheers. Like the crowd started rooting for him.
Hmm.
So yeah, so my boy started getting cheers. But yeah, so the first question, one of the subscriber questions, speaking of that, oh, because after the match, Finn was walking in the back. He was about to hop in the whip with Lito and JD. Priest attacks him. Then they jump Priest. Priest was not on Raw Monday. What else we got here?
Mm-hmm.
Then so Tion, one of our subscribers, he says, uh, when do you see the Judgment Day turning on Finn Balor as he is becoming more aggravated and defiant with the group? Because Finn has his match. He finally got his match with Gunther. It's going to be
Say
at
that again.
Saturday Night Main Event. Uh, when this question is, when do you see the Judgment Day turning on Finn Balor as he is becoming more agitated and defiant with the group?
Hmm. Royal Rumble.
The Rumble?
Mm-hmm.
In what way would they
Yep.
do it in the Rumble? Will he be champion by the Rumble? Will he get a is somebody going to eliminate him in the Rumble? Where you see it?
Um, I see. Okay, so I feel like Finn's about to go. He's about to start doing the same shit that Priest is doing, being the so-called leader of Judgment
Mm-hmm.
Day when they're not supposed to have leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that um he's gonna start giving them orders to a point that like they're all the Judgment Day will be in like
He
all the
damn near doing
guys
it
will
now.
be in the yeah, all the guys will be in the Royal Rumble. Finn's trying to give orders. They all look at each other. They toss Finn ass out.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Do
Yeah,
you
I
see?
feel like
Do
that.
you? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, uh, do you see Dom assuming the leadership role, but it's going to be because the group gives it to him, not because he tries to take it?
Mm. Say that last part one more time.
Dom becomes the leader, quote unquote, of Judgment Day. Pretty much him and Liv, but he becomes the leader. But it's because the group anoints him as the leader, not because he's trying to take it. But they've noticed how he's been pretty much doing stuff by actions and not words. Finn is all talk right now.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
and that's and then what I could see happening is because, like I said, the Gunther Finn match is going to be at Saturday Night Main Event. Uh, not this Saturday, but next Saturday on December 14th.
Yeah. Hmm.
I could see Priest getting involved, and then somehow this end up being a triple threat for the title.
Yeah.
Um, And then, but I could see one thing happening. For one, whenever they lose those tag titles, they're probably going to end up losing to the War Raiders. Whenever they lose those, because the cracks are already there, but they're going to widen once they lose those tag titles. Because Finn's whole thing is, if y'all listen to me, then we're going to win. He gets on Live all the time saying, well, now because you didn't listen to me, now you got to deal with Io,
Hmm.
Rhea, Bianca. He's stayed trying to play Dom. um, the only people he really don't talk shit to is Carlito and JD and Raquel. He only talked shit to Living Dom.
Yeah. Right.
Uh, but I could see Finn getting upset because they know him from Judgment Day. Like maybe he thinks they're gonna help him in that triple threat, and like let's say Dom is like, "Yo, nah," he said he got it right. Let him have it,
Hmm.
something like
Yeah.
that, and he gets mad because the
Hmm.
Judgment Day doesn't help him in the triple threat, something like that. Um,
Hmm.
But actually, Tion had another question. This is going back to the women's war games. He said, after war games and Jade Cargill not being present, who should the heat be on to find out who injured her? Naomi, Bianca, or Bailey?
Hmm.
And watching that war games match,
Kayfabe says Naomi.
did you see anything in that match that made you either more confident in one person or not at all?
Oh, I'm confident that it was Naomi.
I am too, but I'm also starting to see people. say that they think it could be a returning Charlotte that took Jade out.
Mm,
Because
could be,
when Jade
but
first got there, her and Charlotte did have that face to face in the office.
yeah, but something that I think, okay, if you pay attention to Bianca when she was coming into the advantage match,
Hmm.
and she was singing her song, she said that specific part of the song where I did
I
it
never
by
needed you at
myself.
all.
Yeah, yeah, I never needed you at all. Yeah, so that right there is like, okay. I think it'll be on Bianca.
I think yeah, I think Bailey's in the clear. Um
Yeah.
but I do think that I don't know, something about the way that people online have been saying it's going to be Naomi and the way that Naomi's been clapping back on Twitter kind of
Hmm.
make the fact that she's going so hard, I kind of think that I'm starting to think that it might not be her. It might actually be Bianca.
Yeah.
Um Because people say, why would she attack Jade? And that's her partner. And when would she have time to do it? Because she was in her match when we discovered Jade. I was like, first off, she could have easily attacked her. Look where she
Before.
was. She was in the parking lot, and nobody's going to be out there because it'd be no reason to. And um, I could see
Regard.
I can see Jade. I can see Bianca. Her issue with Jade being pretty much, I never wanted to be tag team champions. I'm a solo star. I'm a world champion. I only did this to
Well,
help bring
nah,
you
she
along.
can't.
And what'd you do? You lost the titles for us, and we had to get them back. Like they could make up whatever they want. I could see it going that kind of way.
The part about, I could see that, she's saying
I'm not a tag champ. I'm a world champ. Some shit like that.
that the tag team portion has like strayed her away from singles competition. Um,
She's been
like,
taking more L's as a tag teamer than she has as a face. I mean, as a
yeah,
single competitor.
like, if anything, it's gonna be like that. She's been carrying her like the whole time. The fact that she, wasn't a tag team, she can't really say that because she did that whole stint with Sasha, and like she's
Hmm.
tagged with other people and stuff like that. So I wouldn't bring I would bring the tag part into it, but only on a carrying her type,
Hmm. And then
that kind of way.
on the flip side, Naomi, it's easy to make Naomi a heel in this, and she
Yeah,
could. Some would say she would justify. You could pretty much. She pretty much could just say, "Bianca, you turned your back on me for Jade.
yeah,
That's why I started getting like the reason why her and Bailey got so close is because Jade and Bianca became tag partners.
yeah. If you notice too, Bianca said that she's always, the same night that Jay got hurt, Bianca did sing that part of the song, that like that same night too, but nobody really paid attention to it. And any other time that they had singles matches, Jade has came out with Bianca and then like
Hmm.
returned to the back. Like she at least came
Hmm.
out for her entrance. So, that's the whole thing. I think it'll be Bianca. She definitely needs to. I feel like she'll make a good heel because she was a good heel in NXT.
Hmm. All right, let's move on to the IC triple threat match. Now this was a great match,
Oh yeah, that was a banger.
bruh. When that was the meanest shoulder tackle I've ever seen in my life that Braun Breaker did.
Yeah, like I feel like Braun Breaker can take a L in losing the IC title. Trust me, he's making it like relevant, but it's time
In
for
a
him to
different
get
way than
go.
Gunther. In a different way than
Yeah,
Gunther.
yeah, he needs to go ahead and start going after the world title.
Uh, yeah, and Kaiser going to be the one to take it off of him.
Yeah.
It's clear that. How do you feel about Kaiser, real quick?
Mm, Kaiser reminds me a lot of like how Wade Barrett was back in the day.
Mm, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's
You hate
great
him.
on the.
You hate him because he's a heel, but you like him because he's
Yeah,
good talent.
yeah, he's great in the ring, and then
Hmm.
his promo skills are up there. Uh, the tension between him and Gunther is getting the tension is getting thick. what did Braun Breaker
Oh
say to
yeah,
him on Monday? What he said, I understand you trying to get from under Gunther's shadow. You might want to do it a little faster. But
because his
because I could
stock is
see
dropping.
because the stock is dropping, I can see them splitting up, but I could see it being Kaiser turning on Gunther, and Kaiser staying the heel,
Mm,
Gunther going face.
yep.
Especially if Gunther loses that belt, and then Kaiser's the one in
Kaiser win
Imperium. Kaiser's the
and
one in
wins the
Imperium with a
IC.
belt. Yeah,
Yeah.
then I could
Yep.
definitely say, because now he's like, what can you say to me? I'm a champion, you're not.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
And then final match of the night, men's war games. Give me your over. Just give me just go anything you got from this, because we got a bunch of questions, subscriber questions regarding this.
You already know what it is. Okay. Huh. The fact. Okay. So I was very upset the fact that they came in individually. I was because you did all
Yeah,
this work. You did all this work to get the OGs back together, right? Storyline wise, you did all this
Punk should have
work,
been the
and
only
then
one to come out alone,
exactly, he should have been the only one, the only
and
one.
and
But
he should have come out first.
but in a high sense, if you playing a story the right way, I understand it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because technically, Bloodline 2.0 is the bloodline, right?
Yeah,
And they don't have a regardless of what you say, the OG Bloodline never had a theme song. They all came out to
it was
Roman's song.
Romans. Yeah,
Exactly. So it made sense on why they came out individually. Okay. I threw that over my shoulder. Yeah, I'll chuck that up.
and plus
Cool.
Jay's intro is so crazy that it's hard not to have him come out solo.
Yeah. But I've heard people like, mesh Romans up with the Usos uh
Hmm.
theme. That junk is dope. They need to do that.
I could do you have the Uso scream from
Yeah,
both
the
their songs.
ooh so and then Romans don't start playing, and
Yeah.
then you can have the down since day one,
Hmm.
and then have Romans still have Romans theme song still playing. I feel like it'll be dope, but the theatricals, like that's what you really got to chuck any of the bloodlines matches up is the theatrics because
Hmm.
that makes it so much better. The tension that Roman and Punk had, Paul
Oh my
Heyman's
God.
interaction, like like Roman doing the same thing that he did 2 years ago to Sammy
Hmm.
and making Sammy go first. Like he
I was just about to ask you about that.
and the fact that Sammy listened to him, like it was, you know what I'm saying? He just, nah,
Hmm.
you go ahead, like you go help your brothers. That's what it was kind of like if you read into it,
Hmm.
but it still played on, like you said, Roman hasn't changed.
At all. And then
He's still,
I love how Punk cut him off, and he was like, "Nah, screw this, big dog. I'm the one. I'm you going last. I'm going in right
yeah,
now."
yep. Like Roman was taking his
Hmm.
time and Punk just walked right past him. Cool. Paul Heyman's thing made it so much better. The timing for everything was it was so good. The timing was so good. That's how you know Paul Heyman had a lot to do with that War Games match. I need Paul Heyman to be in charge of the women's big matches like that. You feel me?
Hmm.
Because he's a creative genius. So if you have Paul Heyman being somebody who's in control of how the dynamic of the women's matches go, they're going to be fantastic. But you probably have Natalia ass in the back giving pros and cons of how the matches are going for the females, right? You might have them somebody who isn't that creative.
Hmm.
Um, like you really need somebody who's very involved, who outright sadistic to do some of their matches, to storyline some of their matches because the men's War Games match, it was great. Um, it was a lot of high flyers, a lot of injuries. You
I
know,
was mad. I was mad that Bloodline 2.0 lost. I didn't think both face teams were going to win in War Games.
say that again.
But I said I didn't think both face teams were going to win in War Games. I was kind of mad that 2.0 lost. But I
Oh,
understand why they lost.
both face teams
Yeah,
won last year.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I understand why 2.0 lost because
Hmm.
it's a the thing is you have to really pay attention to the Bloodline story because the stuff
Yeah.
the main point of the story isn't even really being it's not being thrown in your face. Like it's little things that you have
Hmm.
to look at and notice and question make you question things like is The Rock really the one pulling the strings for 2.0? Uh is Paul Heyman a double agent? Uh like this is so much involved. And then yeah, but I hope speedy recovery to Bronson Reed and Jimmy Uso. Jimmy broke his foot. Jay confirmed that at the press conference.
Yeah, he
And
broke his toe.
he broke his toe. And
Yeah.
I don't know what Bronson did. Did he break his ankle? Like
Yeah, they not saying that he broke his ankle, but the way that he came down on that junk, it went flat like a pancake. And then Jacob Fatu is hurt, so they say. I don't know if it's storyline hurt or real hurt because
some say that he was just selling it.
nah, but the way that he was acting, it seemed like that he was real hurt. But it looked like it could have been like a hyperextension or something.
And then but let's go ahead and oh, how'd you feel about the handshake between Roman and Punk at the end?
Oh, good. It shows some changes in Roman. It doesn't show all changes in Roman. So it shows the changes that Roman is big enough to be like, I accept your help. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because old Roman would have never did that. Old Roman
Mm-hmm.
would have never did that. Right. I do want to point out something too, like a lot of people might have missed. Like, so when you say Roman hasn't changed, he has changed to a certain dynamic because before the ending of the match, before the final hoorah, Roman tried to embrace Solo. Out
Mm-hmm.
of everybody in the bloodline, Roman favored Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Solo was his number one. Solo was his enforcer. Roman loved Solo the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though Jay was his right hand man, even though Jimmy stuck by him the longest, even though Sammy made him laugh, even though Paul Heyman was his wise man, he loved Solo.
He made Solo the heir apparent to the bloodline.
Exactly. So he still tried to embrace Solo. Solo denied that, and that's when he got super kicked. He got
All the
was a
haluva kick, all the
haluva kick. Yeah,
go to
he
sleep.
went and then finished it up with a spear. Also, what a lot of people did not see is after the match, Solo walked away from everybody.
Mhm,
I need everybody to pay attention to that, right?
mhm,
Everybody everybody supports Solo, but Solo walked away from everybody because he lost.
mhm. And what was his main thing when he was talking to Paul Heyman? Losing, winning, and losing has consequences, right?
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
there's you need to pay attention to Solo because what did he say to was it Tamatanga? He said, "As long as I have this Ulafala, I'm the tribal chief. But if Roman gets it back, I will acknowledge him."
yep.
He said that
So there will be one more match, and it will be tribal combat. That's
for
going
the
to be
Ulafala.
for the Ulafala.
Hmm. Do you
That
think that Solo can still run his bloodline without being the tribal chief because he doesn't have the Ulafala anymore?
mm. So I've been running that scenario through my head, right? And
Hmm.
I think about past, present, future, right?
Hmm.
Tomatonga would never join Roman just because they've had their own individual beef, right?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
A little sorry y'all. Internet, you already know how that go with me. But
Wouldn't be a show without it.
so I thought about Tomatonga, right? Tomatonga, would he could he join Roman? I say no, just because of their individual beef, right? From previous years.
Hmm.
Just don't see it, right? And he's Tongan, right? Only Solo is the one who will bring in Tongans with Samoans and
Hmm.
New Zealanders. Of course, Tongaloa is gonna follow his brother. Now
Hmm.
Jacob is a wild card,
He's a
and the reason
werewolf.
why he's a wild card, then the reason why he's a wild card is because he grew up with them boys. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally grew up with them. He's like first
Hmm.
cousins with the Usos. So like even like that beef that Jay sold that beef with Jacob Fatu real good. He was like, and if you keep looking at me, I'm gonna kick his head. Like that's
Hmm.
he knew how dangerous he was. That just showing like the lineage, right? But if y'all pay attention, it's coming, man. Zilla Fatu is coming. He's already said he's going with Roman if he gets the call up because he's had beef with Solo since they were 8 years old. He's had beef with Jacob. He said he gave Jacob his first rock bottom. Solo been hating on him since he was little. He used to have to beat him up and everything like that. So I feel like that it's not going to be over too soon with OG and 2.0. Um,
Nah, nah, because we got more members coming. They
yeah,
saying
we got
that
it.
Hikuleo attacked Eddie Thorpe last night on NXT. I mean, on Tuesday on NXT.
Okay, and then we got Lance Anoa'i
Yep.
who's coming, and you already know Roman saved him one time before in the past. Um,
Hmm.
when he was the big dog Roman. So this thing is like I feel like this bloodline storyline
It's
is
nowhere even close to being finished.
nah, it's like a year, like it's years. This shit could be forever.
Now we got to get to it. The sit down between Punk, Heyman, and Roman.
Hmm.
He said, "I'm not doing." He said Paul Heyman owes him a favor. What do we believe the favor is? Because he wouldn't tell Roman. He said we need to. He said let's wait until after War Games, and then we'll have all the time in the world to discuss. What do you think the favor is? Punk kind of alluded
Well,
to it on Monday.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He alluded to it on Monday, and the only thing like that has defined his career is not showcasing WrestleMania as the main event, as the headliner. Um, he was either always hurt or he got fired or something like that. So I feel like it's no matter who's the champion, Paul Heyman gets him there.
Okay,
Now,
and I was
hold on,
about
I
to.
got
There's
some,
one
I
more
got some,
thing.
I got some, I got
No,
some, I got some.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm saying we have a subscriber question that's regarding around this. It's going to be. It's
Okay,
from it's from Truth. But continue.
is it gonna be something like what I'm about to say?
If you, I think I know what you're about to say, so it possibly could be. But go ahead and say what you got to say.
All right. Hold on. So once upon a time, if I'm not mistaken, 15 years ago,
Mm,
once upon a time, 15 years ago, Roman Reigns and his ex faction were CM Punk's mercenaries.
I think I know where you're
They
going.
did the they did the dirty work for CM Punk to get that headline spot.
They
The
took out the Rock.
favor took out The Rock. So what happens? Full circle. If and they're saying right now they're going on with WrestleMania planning as though The Rock is not going to be there.
Correct.
Whoever is the champion at that time, Roman Reigns, the favorite is Roman Reigns, one of the most dangerous people in WWE right now, is now CM Punk's mercenary again. Because I don't think I know CM Punk knows Paul Heyman alone can't get him there, but with the help of Roman Reigns, he can get there.
Mm. So
Who
the
does
I like
CM
that.
Punk? Who does CM Punk fight at WrestleMania? It's
Roman,
only two people.
possibly.
Nah, it's only two people.
Cena,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Cody.
So the only way that is Cena, I still don't think Cena wins the championship at WrestleMania though.
Okay.
I think that's too predictable. I think Cena wins the championship at SummerSlam.
Okay.
You still
Okay.
need a big you still I don't think you want to overpower, even though this is in Vegas. I don't think you really want to overpower WrestleMania where it can be no excitement for SummerSlam. I think you still need big ass excitement. Maybe CM Punk winning the championship at WrestleMania, and then you got John Cena winning his breaking the record against CM Punk at SummerSlam or some shit like that, right? But Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins, those are the two.
Okay. Okay. So, Truth, his question was, what do you think is more likely to favor? You already touched on it, a title shot, or he said, or to gain custody of the wise man. I was
I don't.
watching Busted Open,
Mhm,
and it was Dave LaGreca speaking with Bully
mhm.
Ray, and I think it was Mark Henry was up there too.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they said that they think that the favor one one of them said this. They think that the favor could be uh CM Punk making Paul Heyman turn his back on Roman and go back with him.
I feel like I feel like that.
Now you want to see some changes in Roman? Let Paul Heyman turn his back on him. We're gonna see all
Yeah.
kinds of changes.
So
Because Roman really doesn't need him.
he doesn't, but each you got to think Roman. Okay, he won with Cody without him, but that's only because he had Cody. But
Hmm.
when it's bloodline, Roman lost without Paul Heyman, and then he just won with the assistance, the knowledge, the encouragement of the wise man. So I feel like he'll get rented. I feel like that Paul Heyman will get rented to CM Punk, and I'm still sticking by Roman now has to become a mercenary to help CM Punk get to the promised land. I don't see Roman lying down. I see Roman taking people out.
Mm. I
Um,
have a question regarding the possible favor. Damn, I just had it in my head. Roman turning his oh. And we still don't know what's up with Paul Heyman's number being disconnected.
oh, he said it. He said it when he returned. Well, we know his number wasn't. He never got a new phone.
Yeah, but your number doesn't stop working just because you get a new phone though.
True, but his
So that
phone
could
got.
be some shit that could be just some shit because we saw his phone get stomped on. But you
Yeah,
trying to tell me he been without a phone this whole time?
I mean, hey. if you
Nah,
want to
that
kayfabe it
number
that way.
that number was out of service. He cut that shit off and probably got a new number and didn't give it to Roman.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that number was. I feel like that was a. Oh, it wasn't a Paul Heyman number. It was a bloodline number. So Solo broke the bloodline phone, which is the only number that Roman had.
Okay. All
Because
right.
if you remember in like the 3 year bloodline story, Paul Heyman always had two phones.
That's true.
Remember,
So
even when The
Roman
Rock
didn't have the
came,
number to both of them?
he had a bloodline phone because they had the bloodline sticker on it, and then he had a phone for The Rock.
Yeah.
He had two.
Yeah. All right.
But
Let's get
I'm
to
I'm
oh,
I'm gonna finish this. I'm
uh
gonna finish with this though. It's going to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at WrestleMania, right?
mm-hmm.
Are you in
Okay.
agreement with that?
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see that. And that actually leads into what I wanted to talk about was when Seth Rollins interrupts CM Punk. For one, that was the nastiest little fight stance that CM Punk had running at Seth.
Yeah.
uh, but they, I, I like that Seth pretty much was like, yeah, like Punk, I'm not done with you. Whether you think you're done with me or
Right.
whatever, I'm not done with you. But the
Hmm.
real shit was, see, this made me like Sammy. Someone finally did it. Someone finally got in Seth's face and pretty much called out his hypocrisy
Hmm.
of his beef with Roman. And then there's been clips circling online that shows that because Seth said, "I apologize, I atoned," and the clips that we're seeing, he ain't never really apologized to Roman. Um,
No, he's
but
always said that we're stronger together. Like the
yeah,
times, the times that they joined back up to become the Shield, he's always just said there. He's done it once, and Roman's done it once. John Moxley,
and
aka Dean Ambrose, he's never done it. He's never got the band back together. They always had to go back and get him.
mm,
But there's
yeah,
never really been an apology because even when the bloodline started and Roman and Seth were feuding, Seth used all the tricks in the book to get in Roman's head.
hmm and also I forgot because they it was a clip from the Royal Rumble 2022 when he fought Seth. I forgot that he beat the shit out of Seth with that chair.
Oh yeah, he did.
But see, this is how you know that everything Sammy said was true because, well, we saw it, but also when he said you create that monster when you put that chair in his back 10 years ago, that Seth in that shield gear is such a trigger for Roman that even though he wore his ass out with the chair at the
He
Royal
did
Rumble, he
he
still
did it
had to hit
again
him. He still
because
had to
Seth
hit
came
him.
out with the shield stuff.
That is
And
because he knows that that's a trigger for Roman.
it's a trigger. So I'm gonna jump ship. There's been discussions on a new shield. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Ugh. I don't like when they redo groups.
Now, did you hear about the members?
Unless one of the old members is going to lead it.
Seth,
Okay. I'm about to say because
Seth,
he's clearly going heel again.
Seth, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens.
Okay. That makes sense if you read into the finale. I said the finale, the main event on Raw when it was when Jay Uso got taken out right before the
Hmm.
match.
Hmm.
Sammy was dead set that it was Seth that did it.
Hmm.
And then Seth tried to say no, it was Punk. But
Hmm.
the thing is, why would Punk do it?
He
So
was
that
like,
made
"Did
no
you ask your
sense.
friend Punk?" Yes, it definitely made no sense.
I was legit shocked when Drew popped up because
Yes.
they were reports where he wasn't coming back for a minute. He had family issues and he was dealing
Yep.
with some injuries. But I could definitely see him doing that because you got to think Drew never really resolved his issues with Jay Uso. Yeah,
Nope.
they fought in War Games when Drew teamed up with Judgment Day, but Seth and Drew and KO all have the same beef. People that are lining up to team with Roman in the bloodline.
Roman, Cody, and CM Punk versus Seth, Drew, and KO. You cannot tell me that is not one of the best fucking uh
6 man.
6-man tag matches.
Oh yeah, because you got the three biggest stars in the company, and
Yeah.
then you have uh
The
three
three
make
most
three
most
also
controversial,
superstars.
yeah, three most
hmm
controversial superstars.
And but the
And
thing is, other than like honestly, because I still think Seth is on some bullshit with his reasonings for why he's upset with Roman. But KO and Drew have legit reasons to be upset,
mhm,
and everybody they have
yeah,
legit reasons. Seth is in.
yep.
Um, but yeah, so
But
all
they're
right, let's.
all of their things is that y'all keep teaming with Roman. Sammy, you went
Yeah.
back to Roman. That's Seth's gripe with him, right? He could understand Jay. Seth, you're not. Sammy, you're not family, right? CM
hmm
Punk now. CM Punk now team with Roman, which gets under not only Seth's skin but Drew McIntyre's skin. Cody teams up with
hmm
Roman, which gets under Seth's skin and also KO's skin.
hmm
Like, yeah, Drew really hasn't had an issue with Cody, but that doesn't matter, you know.
Cody's the one. Cody's the one that brought Drew. I mean, that brought Jimmy to. Jay to Raw. That's his
And
beef.
that's his beef with doggone Cody. Yep.
That's
So
his
there
beef
we
right
go.
there.
It all aligns. It all aligns. It all aligns. So
But
the first thing that trio is gonna take out Jay, Sammy, and Jimmy.
okay, this is. I didn't even read this question, and you literally just brought it up. Tion says, "Would it be possible that Drew, KO, and Seth Rollins all form a new group? Seems to be heading towards a heel turn.
Here we go. The
That
Oracle
is
strikes
crazy."
again. The Oracle strikes again.
And JD doesn't know the questions before I read them.
At all. Trey never shares this with me. He never shares the questions with me ahead of time. He makes me think on
I
my
like to
feet.
get his authentic. I like to get his authentic reaction. I don't want to give him time to think of an answer.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
it's been talks about about them creating a new Shield with Seth being a leader.
And then I think also, and this is how deep the bloodline story goes. Uh, Anytime Seth get a chance to put that shield gear on, he gonna do it. He's done it twice already. So that
Yeah,
could easily, if you really want to look into it, that could easily be foreshadowing.
right.
But let's move on to the title of this episode. If you know the old Jay Z song "Heart in the City," he has a lyric. He has a lyric that says, "First the fat boys break up, and every day I wake up."
Hmm.
And the title of this episode is "First the New Day Break Up." Kofi and Woods turned their back on Big E during the New Day Celeb 10-year anniversary. Now I damn near started tearing up when Big E was making his plea to the boys, and then he was like, "I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be here every day, every week to be y'all's manager to get y'all on the same page." What were your thoughts, man? And
Boy,
did you see both of them turning?
oh, in the words of Mr. Rant, who is not with us, you know, sometimes WWE just gets it right.
hmm
Sometimes they're wrong, but it's just
Yeah.
these sometimes they just get the shit right. And did they not get it right with this one?
Oh yeah.
I read this dude's TikTok, right?
hmm
And he said the foreshadowing. how, and I don't know if our viewers watch Dragon Ball Z, right? I'm a big anime Dragon Ball Z fan and stuff like
As am
this.
I.
This
Hmm.
New Day storyline is the pinnacle of a Dragon Ball Z story, right? And the New Day have foreshadowed it, especially with their ring gear of being
Hmm.
Goku Black and Goku, right? Um, because Goku Black brought out a different side of Goku, which Xavier was Goku Black, Kofi was Goku. We've never seen this side of Kofi. We've seen a little bit of aggression when he was trying to win, but we've never seen this side of Kofi, right? So,
Right.
of course, we knew that they were going to make the acknowledgement that they were going to break up. Big E coming. Of course, we called that part. It was like, yeah, Big E's going to come. He's going to save the day. He's going to make them reunite. Boom, boom, boom.
Hmm.
When he said that he was going to be their manager, of course, everybody thought that they were going to embrace. I thought that they were going to embrace.
I thought at least Kofi was going to embrace him.
But then when Kofi said now,
No, that was Woods.
yeah, Woods, he said now, you want to come back now? And then Kofi, like both of them saying, like, you could have been back. And Kofi
Yeah.
says, so what? You were hurt? I was like, oh shoot,
When he
what
brought
just
up his
happened?
girl.
Oh boy. Let's not even talk about the way she went in.
Oh yeah, she clapped back on Twitter. But the thing that got me was I actually agree with Kofi and Woods because Big E has been working every single PLE pre-show and post-show damn near since his injury. You trying to tell me that you couldn't if you weren't going to at least walk out with him, you couldn't walk up to your boys in the back, give them some encouragement, especially when you see the tension that's been going on with them, all of that. So
Yeah,
I actually agree with them when they say you could have been back. You ain't have to be out there cheering with us and doing all that and putting yourself in the line of fire, possible danger of getting hit.
exactly.
But you've been there the entire time, and it feels like he hasn't been speaking to them like that. But he's been there because he's been in all the shows. He does all the pre-shows.
Exactly. So for them to bring that to light, that was, yeah, like that just brought like the real tension out, right?
Hmm.
Um, man.
And that blow up that they had, that was needed. They needed to get that out, say
Hmm.
what they needed to say to each other. So now everything's on the table. That nobody's holding anything back. And now they can restart with just them two because they have no underlying tension between them anymore because they got it all out. They don't even, they even got the grievances out with E, and they
Yeah.
kick him out the group.
So do you think that they are? Do you think that Biggie's close to being cleared? Even though Xavier said, let's just be honest, you're never going to be cleared.
So this is wrestling, and normally when
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
make statements like that, the opposite is true.
Hmm.
Uh, it would be it would be crazy. Like let's say they're both in the Rumble. Big E comes out and he eliminates both of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's always weird when you have one person going against a group or a tag team because it's going to because Big E's going to have to find partners. I'm pretty sure he can find somebody to team with them, or he's going to be having to have one-on-one matches with them and things like
Yeah.
that. And then eventually,
Hmm.
since he and WWE is a inherently face company, so 90% of the time a face is going to win their feud.
Yeah.
So so then, does this would it bury the new Kofi and Woods? Because the thing is, with a heel group, you can always get heat back. All you gotta do is do heel shit.
So I now I got another question, right?
And do they
So
change their name?
with this, I mean, no, because technically it's a new day.
I mean, yeah,
I feel like
yes, it
they got to
is.
change. I feel like as you see, like the more the tension transpired, the less you heard. Big E in their entrance. Like, of course, it wasn't
Mm.
the all California, it wasn't that part, but it still
And
has
then
some kind
and
of
then
resonance.
E came out to his own
It
song. He didn't come out to the New Day song.
Nope, he came out to his
Yeah,
own song.
y'all want to go big?
Yeah, but
So I put this in our group chat really quickly. Um, it was a tweet that Karrion Cross put out. He said, "This is all I ever wanted to see. Oh, this is all I ever wanted you to see. A new day. Speaking of Woods,
mhm. Hold
yeah,
on, you put it in the group chat?
I put it in the chat with me, you, and Jay. It was right before
Oh.
I sent the Temptations part with David Ruffin.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So you're talking about Karrion Cross, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
one of these days
I
we're going to
also
do a deep dive into all the long term storytelling he's been
Oh no,
involved in
I
also.
was just about to do that right now because Karrion
Oh, okay.
Cross, all his stuff is coming to light.
Yeah,
Like everything is coming to light. So who did it start with? It started with Drew
I
McIntyre.
sent. I'm about to say I sent a text with it.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I put it in the group. I put everything in the group. Yeah,
Yeah.
it says his long-term storytelling has been absolutely top tier. This was somebody called Slapper Wrestling put. It said
Yep, 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 yep.
the hourglass that predicted the end of the bloodline, taking
Yep.
Drew's temperament uh leads to heel turn,
Mhm.
taking Mysterio's patience leads to Ray versus Dom, taking Nakamura's
Nakamura.
honor
Mhm.
leads to a heel turn. Justice, he targets AJ Styles, who returns shortly after with a new persona.
Mhm.
Um, a prophet, quote, a prophet is nothing without his disciples, end quote. Words Cross spoke 6 months before Final Testament debut. And
Mhm.
then when I sent this to the group, it was when they were talking about going to go save Miz before we realized that Miz was actually working with them.
Yep.
Charlotte claims everything Karrion Cross touches dies as the New Day
Yep.
feud ended.
Yep. Hey.
So
I, so I know a lot of people be like they be so confused about Karrion Cross's storyline. They feel like it's not effective. He is probably one of the most effective. Like he has one of the most effective characters since Bray Wyatt.
yeah,
Like for real.
yeah,
So and you just really have to pay attention to his stuff. The same way that you
he
used
does
to
a
have to
lot
pay
of he
attention.
does a lot of stuff that you gotta like. It's a lot of Easter eggs
Yeah.
and everything that he does.
Yeah, and it's the same way that Bray Wyatt's was when he was leaving all the clues. You had to pay attention, or you'll miss it. The barcode, like his, is just like the way he voices stuff, the way he says things, and everything like that. I kind of don't want him to lose. I
The
really have
Wyatt
to
feud.
see. I really have to see how this is going to play out with the future of the Wyatts.
Yeah, because I don't know how long they're going to be able to get over with just the Bray Wyatt nostalgia and only attacking people the way that they're attacking them and for what they're attacking them for.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm not too sure.
because the only thing that, like, I've seen a lot of people say that they should have just let them be one of those chaotic groups, kind of like what they wanted Retribution to be. That should have been
Hmm.
a that should have just been the Wyatts. The only person that really should have been like in ring, settle the feud is Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
And they should not have just been a one brand faction. They should have been on both brands.
Well, they say
But
that they say that the rules are going to be lax going into
yeah,
the going into the Netflix deal.
and something that
Uh,
something that I could see happening too is that the real true leader comes out, which is Alexa Bliss,
the real true leader of who? The Wyatt Six.
The White Six. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I like that. She says she's clear, and people are saying that she could be back around
because they still are
WrestleMania.
5. Yeah,
Well, yeah, because remember Bray Wyatt's spirit is supposed to be
yes,
number 6.
they're still 5. So, and I know they say 6. Yeah, but I know they say six, like they're sick. That's what it is, but
Yeah,
it's still supposed to be
yeah.
six members. So we'll see how that plays out.
All right. Anything else? Because we gonna the rest of these we're gonna go through kind of quick. Anything else from Raw you want to speak about?
Nah.
Okay. Uh,
Raw goes by so quick, man. Like
yeah.
it's like
Oh,
I
I
turn it
will
on
say
and then
though, I will. Which do you think goes by faster, Raw or SmackDown?
Raw.
Hmm. Yeah.
To me, and I think it's because we're so accustomed to SmackDown being 2 hours that Raw being 2 hours now, it flies by.
I will say this is the best Raw after a PLE that I've seen in a really long time. Was a
It
10 out of
was.
10 Raw. This was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was literally nonstop action. It wasn't really a dull moment the entire show.
Yeah.
Um,
It really wasn't.
but let's get to our NXT deadline predictions. That is this Saturday. Me and JD may not see it. We have friendsgiving get together to go to.
Yeah.
So, but let's go ahead and start. So we have let's start with Wesley versus Javon Evans versus Nathan Frazier versus Ethan Page versus Eddie Thorpe. Possibly Eddie Thorpe because like I said, he got taken out on Tuesday, so there could be somebody to replace him. Um, for the men's Iron Survivor Challenge to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship at NXT New Year's Evil. Who you got?
I'm gonna say Javon Evans,
Hmm.
but my wild card pick is definitely um I so predict stuff so far into the future that is crazy. Um I'm going to say my wild card is Ethan Page. And the reason why I'm going to say my wild card is Ethan Page. If Ethan Page
Damn, he
wins
gets
and he
another
goes to
title,
face,
another contender.
yeah, but because this contendership, this will be the last, he will win this one.
Mm,
And
okay.
this will cause Trick to get moved up, and Trick's going to go to Raw. Trick is going to have a problem with how the New Day has been conducting their business, and Trick will be the one to team with Big E. And I say this because look how Trick was acting when Chase U got demised.
Hmm. Okay.
That
Okay.
characteristic aligns with the way that the storyline is going to go with.
Okay. I'm picking Wesley.
Okay.
He cut the dreads off. Got a new I don't know what the hell he got, but he got something new. And yeah, Wesley, I think I'm picking him. Um so the same type of match, but this one's for the women. Sol Ruka versus Stephanie Vacker versus Zaria versus Julia versus Ren Sinclair. Who you got?
Say that. Say them. Say the contenders again one more time.
S- Your girl Sol Ruka,
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Vacker,
Mm-hmm.
Zaria,
Mm-hmm.
Julia, and Ren Sinclair.
Zarya.
I'm gonna pick Stephanie.
Okay.
Um, Nathan Fraser and Axiom versus No Quarter Catch Crew. What? Which is Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights for the tag titles.
Say the group again.
Uh, No Quarter Catch Crew, Miles
Uh huh.
Bourne and Tavian Heights versus Nathan
Uh
Fraser and Axiom.
huh. Ooh. See, just when we thought that Nathan Frazier and Axiom were going to lose the titles, they still continue to hang on to it. I'm going to say, yeah, no catch crew. Them, yeah, uh huh,
Yeah,
that crew.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with two. Uh, now, whew. Two of my favorites. Lola Vice versus Jada Parker in an NXT Underground match. Now, Jada Parker, that shit. She said, nigga, you heard me. When she said, tell him to take the ropes down, and she was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then she was like, we about to we. Then she said on CW, she was like, we about to run this shit back, and they didn't blank it out.
Yep.
And then she knocked out Lola Vice cold with a back elbow.
Yeah.
So who you got?
Oh, so Lola Vice won her last underground match against Shayna, right?
Her last, yeah, she had two under. No, she's had three. It's her
Okay.
match. She beat her and Shayna beat Carmen Petrovic and Natty the first time. She
Mhm.
beat she beat Shayna the second time, and
Mhm.
this will be her third one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it up to Jada.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Jada too. Miss Parker, Miss Parker.
Yeah.
Um, and then the main event, Trick Williams versus Ridge Holland for the NXT Championship on Tuesday night. Ridge DDT Trick on the announce table. Table didn't break, but Trick had to go to a medical facility.
Yeah.
Ava jumped in the ambulance with him. Uh, he says that he's still going to do the match. Now, initially, I thought that Trick was going to lose this match, and we wouldn't see him again until the Rumble. But in light of what happened on Tuesday, and a little
Mhm.
bit to what you brought up, I'm actually going to pick Trick to retain.
Yeah. Yep.
All right,
You know
everybody, that
how
was our
it's
pick.
you you just know how some people are okay, they could contend, but you just don't see them winning. Yeah, I don't see Rich
Mhm.
Holland winning.
All right, so
Yeah, I just don't
let's
see.
get to your topic. Uh, your topic. Netflix not changing their ratings for Raw. They are going to stay TVPG when they go to Netflix. Because initially the report was they were going to go TV 14.
As y'all see, that was my background last week, well, 2 weeks ago, because we didn't have one last week because of the holidays. But 2 weeks ago, I had the PG-14 as my background. But recent reports said that WWE has talked. They've come in agreement that this is still a family broadcasted televised series. Therefore, they
Hmm.
will maintain their same viewership rating, which I feel like is total bullshit. That the
Yep,
only thing that they're gonna be bleeping out, the only thing that
is
they're
the
gonna
F word.
let, no, the only thing that they're gonna let fly is the crowd cussing. Like they're gonna let that
Yeah.
be okay because it's the crowd. A lot of times it's kids that's doing it too. But as far as the superstars, they could say SOB, they could say B, they could say, you know,
Shit.
shit, but none of the lines of FU, MF, or anything like that. But as you did here on the PLE, the crowd was saying FU solo and they let it
Hmm.
ride.
Hmm.
So they gave you a little bit of taste, and even for PLEs, because you got to pay to watch it, they usually let everything fly.
Yeah. Um, I think that they're definitely going to be letting some stuff slide. I was never one of those people that think that they were going to be on some Edge and Lita live sex show type of content
Yeah,
once they went to
nah,
Netflix, but I did
nah.
think that they would be a little edgier, let them speak a little more freely, because they already dropping f bombs in their post interviews on the WWE exclusives. So
Yeah, and you even
like
heard Jay
I remember
Uso was
Rhea
like,
did a mean one.
what Jay Uso say during the match that they
I can't
let
remember.
fly? He was like, let's let's get this bitch or something like that, or let's
Probably.
let, let's get his bitch ass or something. It was something within that nature.
All right. Moving on. Because I knew that he was going to return, but Triple H came out and said Pat McAfee will be returning full time to Monday Night Raw commentary.
Yeah, and it's crazy
because
how much.
he already said he was coming back. When they went to Netflix.
Yeah, it just him and Michael Cole have a great chemistry. Um, you
I don't want him to be with
we
Cole though. I want him to be with Tessitore and Wade Barrett because him and Cole are two face commentators. I like it when it's a heel and a face.
well, yeah, but Pat McAfee is like kind of one of those annoying type face ones. Like he'll still call a spade a spade. Um, Corey Graves is definitely a heel
Hmm.
commentator. So I don't know if Corey Graves is going to be moving, or I don't know,
I don't know.
or are they actually going to go back to three?
I like it because they need a they need a like an actual play by play guy,
Yeah.
which is Joe Tessitore for one and Michael Cole for the other, and then the
Hmm.
other guys are, color commentators. So
Yeah,
I
those are
would
the ones
say,
that could go back and forth. Like Pat McAfee and
yeah.
Corey Graves would be the ones that's going back and forth. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I was gonna say like you never really pay attention to how much you miss like voices and stuff. I know we said that when Ricochet's girl left, um,
Hmm. Samantha.
Samantha Irvin, like just hearing how she does her introductions and stuff, you miss that now. Like so, even with Pat McAfee, you kind of miss his color commentary and everything. So I feel it would definitely make Raw better, especially going into the Netflix era.
All right, so this is little AEW stuff really quick before we get out of here. Um, have you seen the story that came out about Dolph Ziggler's brother?
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm about to put it up. Here we go. Ryan Nemeth says AEW silently fired him over issues with CM Punk.
Mm.
Uh, he says, let's see here. He outlined so it says it seems one more. This afternoon, Fightful Select reported on a complaint Ryan Nemeth sent over to AEW executives on September 12th of this year. In it, Nemeth outlined a timeline of events in which he was mistreated by Punk and was then given the runaround or ignored by the company when he reported Punk's alleged misconduct. Uh, I don't really care. Do you?
You're not your brother. There, I said it.
Definitely not.
Because
Sorry,
if you were
Ryan.
anything like, yeah, if you were anything like your brother, yeah, you would have been heard. But obviously, you're not. So therefore, you should have went to TNA like him.
And with that being said, Eric Bischoff was on the Ariel Hawani show, and
Yeah.
he uh, said that AEW has no hope. Uh, he pretty much said that and there's nothing they can turn it around. He pretty much said as long as Tony Khan keeps running it the way he is, they have no hope. He said he doesn't care about their new TV deal. Um, he says that it doesn't matter. He has nobody there that knows how to write stories, knows how to uh, cater to certain stories. And he said if you want to just it's the same thing that people have been saying. If you want to just watch wrestling matches, then AEW is where to go. But if you actually want storytelling, it's only a handful of stories that are being told in AEW that are worth anything. The Swerve
Hmm.
story with Hangman was one of the greatest stories. Um, the the Death Rider one, I'm still on the fence about because I still don't really know what the hell Mox is doing.
Come on, man. You attacked Adam Cole. Like that junk just threw me through a loop. So anybody who challenges you for a title, that's who you're attacking,
Now they
or
beefing
who's
with
a
Jay White.
yeah. Like yeah.
The
Okay.
MJF Adam Cole storyline doesn't make sense because they flipped the characters because Adam Cole kept getting hurt, so they had to flip him face when they turned MJF back into a heel.
Yep.
But I did so Cage Side Seats, the one where I just read the Ryan Nemeth story. they actually sent out. They reported that because Eric Bischoff was on what's the name NXT uh, on Tuesday. It said
Mm.
Eric Bischoff shows up. NXT does its worst rating in more than a year because he was there to mediate the meeting between Trick and
Rich
Ridge
Holland.
Holland.
Definitely not the match he should have mediated. He should. The only thing that Eric Bischoff should have. Okay, so you remember last week when Ava got pushed to the ground?
Hmm.
It should have been another instance where, oh, she could have potentially got hurt, or they should have had like that moment when Trick had to go to the hospital and she left with him. Eric Bischoff should have stepped in to run the rest of the show, right? Or
Mm.
it could have been starting off to where he's giving her some pointers on managers type stuff, general manager stuff.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that he needs to play a fit in. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
because believe it or not, Eric Bischoff was a very great. He was great as general manager. Um,
Hmm.
so that should have been his thing. Him mediating stuff like that. No, dude. Like, come on. We didn't even like you when you used to put on your gi and wrestle. Like,
All right. Well, I had another topic, but we can save it for next week. We've been on here for about an hour 20, so we can go ahead and sign out. Appreciate everybody for watching. This has been episode 129.
yes, sir. Hey man, we appreciate y'all. Like, for real. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all like rocking with us for this long period of time. And this is actually a great podcast. We had a lot to talk about. We made it to 100 subscribers, y'all. Like, for real. That's that. It might not seem big to y'all, but that is a big milestone for us. Speed, like
We at
even.
102 now.
See, we at 102, man. But like from where we started to where we're at now, hard work. We was at a round table to a long table to the couch. Now we're virtual. We didn't let COVID stop us. We kept it going. Scheduling controversies.
Always make sure to give y'all a show.
Yeah, like even last week, Trey had a viewer call in thing. You know what I'm saying? So even around the holidays, while me and Jay doing family stuff, and before Trey get ready to go with his family, he made sure he give y'all some kind of just something to watch. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of content. So keep rocking with us. And if you watching with us, you tuning in. Tell a friend that knows a friend that knows another friend that knows a distant cousin that knows a great auntie. You know, but hey man, tell them to tune in. Like lock in with us. We're gonna give y'all some good content. I'm gonna have computer problems and everything. Jay gonna miss a week. He'll be back for 3 weeks straight. Then he'll miss another week. Trey gonna be here every week. That's just how it's gonna be. So, hey man, appreciate y'all. This OTR mic drop.
And this is your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Thursday Night Trey. And yes, sir, everything I second everything JD said, and we are out.
Peace.